guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Friendsim 2. We're going to be continuing off a route that we've started off quite some time ago, getting our friends to salvation. Let's get right into it, shall we? Mars Party's journey will continue into Volume 8, Bleed to the Edge. Continuing down the next volume. Obviously, this contains content warnings for depiction of death. Player discretion and viewer discretion is advised. So you have been warned. So, got some things. Few the performance rates at the Living Mayor cancelled. Seek about refunds. Completely fine. Leave it. They can all screw off. Grab my ball. Cheap throw it. It's Rex. I just feel so much better now. Talk things out. I was overreacting. I was complicated about all that stuff. You mean a lot to me. You're not gonna stop meaning a lot to me. You know that just been lots. It's just that a lot's been happening. Getting kind of my fucking sane. Not gonna abandon you, not ever. Some people are about to find out what happens when they bite the hand that feeds too many damn times. Tis Russ. Look around you. Nothing is as it seems. Let's see here. Breaking news. Fighting resumes in Everdim as Leisure Slashers clash with armed terrorists. Actor Troy McCloy rumored to sign on for Con Air 3. Violet Blood executed by her imperious condescendence after being failed to bid to buy Chitter for 44 billion Kagers. Kassan's keen words. Your source for officially imperative sanctioned news for your opinions. You still have a good maze, trampling through the cornfields mazes in autumn, or drawing lines through the paper mazes that you try to get from one end to the other. Which, if you want to be able to hear...
Hello, my name is Troy McClure, and you might remember me from such award-winning films as A Low Blood Falls in Love with a High Blood, but their love is destined to failure due to mutable cast differences, and Con Air 2. Today, I'm talking to you on behalf of the Everdim Greater Metropolitan District Bureau of Tourism and Propaganda. Did you know that Everdim was actually founded in the early sweeps of the reign of Her Imperious Condescension, when the Empress wisely chose to raze the previous city to the ground due to their support of the countercultural elements of the time? That's right, we're a town with a lot of history, charm, and a surprisingly high number of traffic fatalities. Today, you've selected the guided walking tour of Everdim. As you make your way through the city, watch for the blinking indicator on your palm husk to find out more about our great city. And now, on with the tour. The residential sector of Everdim is actually one of the oldest parts of the city, divided up into several sectors for the various blood castes to live in. As the ashes of the town that came before settled to the ground, legend has it that the disgraced former executioner to the Empress herself decided to found a new city dedicated to the glory of the Empress and her reign. At the time of its founding, the residential sector was the only part of the city and contained houses, shops, and the local legislator's office. If you ever find yourself in the old part of the city, don't forget to check that out. We've got an authentic exhibit showing how the legislators of old used to hunt down the criminal scum who plagued the Empire back in the early days of Her Imperious Condescension's glorious reign.
That sounds definitely interesting. Despite the endless choices of all the back to the maze, since that's what we did before, endless choices of all the twists and turns and dead ends, there's never a fear of completing it. There's always someone to guide you out of the corn maze if you got stuck, always an eraser on the pencil to remove your mistakes on paper. You used to love a good maze because you could always start from the puzzle knowing that you would eventually end up at the solution. The idea of reaching the end of your ultimate journey is daunting and exciting. It makes you feel like you swallowed a firecracker and a bar of iron buzz on you heavy with anxious dread. Because here in the shell at that Eternia, only you can leave yourself and your friends out of this, and your choices have much worse consequences than getting stuck at the dead ends. Which honestly doesn't sound that great. Then you raise your hand and smack yourself in the face. Ow, it hurts! But your chink is stinging, but it's not what you need to get your head out of the gutter and back into the present. What are you doing? You don't have time to get philosophical about all this. Literally no one gives a crap. Maze my butt. Get back on track with the damn plot. After you left Zebra's questionable establishment with the information from Trixie in hand, you made it your business to try and track down some more information about Trona. And that all led down that deep dark corners of Attorney's internet, Grumbler, Grub Talk, and even comment section of GrubTube. And finally, you've Googled it. It's weird that Google is the same here. Usually it's some awful weird, evil variant of Earth's name, but you guess that's just a universal way of trying to tell you something. Good news was that you found Trona on Grelp. The bad news was that she had some less than flattering things to say about the Linting Mayor, which, okay, fair, and Trixie yourself. So you're wandering around, figuring out how you're going to find Trona, not only to invite her to join you in the totally awesome Lack timeline, if she's down, of course, you just gotta check to see if people are down, but also to confront her about the Grout post you made about your other friends. Who would have thought that Trona would send something so mean-spirited and dangerous? People don't say nasty things on the internet. I mean, sure, the last time you visited her, she wasn't exactly nice or considerate or interested in anything other than her self-gain. Look, that's not the point. Surely, if you can talk to her and find out what she's been up to while you've been away, everything will all make sense and she'll be cool. And you bring up the Grub post on a promo skin and notice that Trona has posted in connection with the name of the company. Remember, Trona is working on it? With the defiance of someone's moderately tech-savvy grandma, you navigate the public profile of Kassan's keen words on Grubden. This looks interesting. It seems like some sort of electronic publication. You're not sure. The post section requires you to be a subscriber to read them, and the About summary has so much flowery language about the enriching the minds of Eternians' impressionable youth through a cerebral quality product, and you're not exactly sure what their product actually is. But they do have a physical location listed. Well, it's kind of a lead. Might as well go with it. It's not as like you have any other better idea for finding her. So you plug in the address into Grub Quest, letting it guide you deep into the city. Another thing.
Here in Everdim Heights, the city never really sleeps. Of course, by the city, I mean the vast mid-blood apparatus that gives Alternian society a flimsy veneer of respectability. While you're here, why not check out such amazing tourist destinations as the Everdim Shopping Emporium and Law Offices, the official Trizza Tethys merch store, and the official Legis Corpus substation. Plus, while you're here, don't forget to take in Broadway.
Oh, that sounds nice.
The 8-lane scuttlebuggy highway known primarily for its incredibly high fatality rate.
Because of Broadway. Oh, there's hardly anyone around, and you don't see any retail stores or boutiques, only business. You must have entered a corporate sector of the city that gets a little foot traffic. The dress takes you to one of the less impressive looking buildings. You don't see the name Kassan's Keen Words anywhere, but the building's pictured in the profile matches what's in front of you. So this has to be the place. I'm gonna wait. Okay, yes, all signs point to this being the right place, but you don't know if Tehran's even in there right now. Going inside and looking in random offices and for her would just waste time. Maybe you could wait out a bit and ask someone who comes out about Toronto. It's not the best plan. It's not the absolute worst plan you could come with either. Though maybe you could just go up to the front desk and ask. Of course, that depends on them actually being willing to help you. You stand there for a little while, debating on your next move, when suddenly you hear a familiar voice. It's pitched different from what you remember, but your ears pick up at it nonetheless.
Oh my god. Is that my old assistant?
Anastasia. You look up, or Adrian, I guess now. You look up in front of you and sense somewhat familiar. The shape is different from how you have them in your memory, but you can never forget the sanguine smile and those round wire-framed glasses. Anastasia? Anastasia grins so hard that their face looks like they're cracking too.
Oh my gosh, it is you! It's been ages! It is really great and really strange to be seeing your squishy-looking self here.
You smile too, big too. Yeah, you can say
him.
Oh. Okay, cool, you can roll that. Rolling with things is definitely up to you. Top 10 things like to do up there when making friends, not dying interdimensional jurisprudence. So it's been a while, huh?
Yes, it has. A few parages now, which is quite significant. A lot has changed since I've last seen you around here.
Oh, don't worry, you've become well acquainted with your differences that's been taking place on and off Eternia since your last visit. The old trip has been one learning curve after another. Places and things you've seen have been in the world. It's wild.
Indeed! I am thrilled to be in your presence once again.
Well, it's a long story. Let's see what else.
No, I mean, why, here, specifically. This isn't really an area the city trolls find particularly interesting and wander around in.
It's quite boring here, actually. Browns and Grays usually are. Well, it's a much shorter story. You're out for searching for your friends, like Anastasia. Anastasia's eyes light up as you say that's something exciting.
Really? You were looking for me? Specifically?
Why, of course. You couldn't come see your friends here and not have Anastasia on that.
Not really. We were only in each other's company for a very limited period of time.
Okay, Anastasia looks, at the very least, knows of you, and thus know that you would take your friendships very, very seriously. Some would argue that the point of obsession, but that's not the conversation right now. You actually have something really important you'd like to talk about with him about, like life-changing point, but good life-changing point. Did Anastasia know did Anastasia know somewhere the two of you could talk? Maybe his hive or a nearby alley or something?
Absolutely! I bet we have lots and lots to talk about. We should just head up to my work office there across the street. Torona won't mind us being there at all.
Wait, Torona's up there? Torona has one?
Yep, Torona and I have been sharing the office for our work on her publication. You've heard of it, right? Kassun's Keen Words?
Yes, you have. You're not very well versed on it, but you're aware of its existence.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty popular in the last perigee. She's practically glued there, like, all the time. I actually glued her to her chair once, and she didn't even notice for 5 hours. It was great.
Did Toronto think it was great too?
Nope, she was extremely upset. I've never seen her face turn so blue before. If only I could use it as paint. I eventually helped her get out of the chair, though, so we're okay now.
Suddenly Anastasia goes from 100 to 1. His peppiness shifting to suspicion in an instant.
Why would you want to know that? I thought you said you were here for me specifically.
You feel a spike of anxiety as Anastasia looks you over. If you want to hide things to keep running smoothly, you probably have to hide the fact that the only reason you came to this part of town was to find Torona, and he hadn't crossed your mind until you had laid eyes on him again. No special reason, Anastasia is a priority, of course, but you also just had plans to see Torona as well. The fact that she's here just means that those plans can happen sooner rather than later, just like the plans you were totally had for finding Anastasia were happening faster than expected as well. This seems to surge Anastasia. His posture relaxes and he's back to swinging his smiling self.
No problem. I'm glad I'm still a priority to you even after all this time. Otherwise, I totally would not let you go up there with me. We have a strict no-visitor policy, but not a no-friend policy.
Of course, definitely. Don't want him to think that now.
Well, no need to dilly-dally. This way! Ooh, this is exciting! This day was seeming so blah and dull before, but now you're here and everything's interesting again.
Anastasia takes you through the entrance. You pass a very large, scary-looking security guard, and Anastasia waving to the indicates that you're here with them. He leads you inside one of the elevators and presses a button on the floor. You go up to the top floor and the doors open to an impressive-looking office space. The office is smaller and more fancy-looking than the outside of the building would have suggested. And you tell Anastasia this, and he chuckles.
Welcome to the offices of Kassun's Keen Words, one of the premier imperially sanctioned media outlets in Everdim. Like all good Teal Bloods, Ms. Kassun has spent her time on Alternia in productive service to the Empire, and KKW is her legacy. A legacy which will definitely ensure favor with the Empire when Ms. Kassun finally passes her ordeals and goes off-world. This message has been paid for by Kassun's Keen Words and approved by the Everdim Greater Metropolitan District Bureau of Tourism and Propaganda.
Yes, I had the same impression myself the first time I visited here. The view is kind of shitty, corporate buildings are never pretty, but at least my art can add some fun around here.
Anastasia gestures to the walls, and you're just about to say something when someone shouts over to the two of you.
Amicia? Who are you talking to? Did you bring someone up here with you? You know that we don't allow visitor. Oh, my Empress! It's you! You're actually here!
Tiana, it's been so long. You're really glad that she's seen seems to be doing well.
I could say the same about you. I thought for sure the drones had killed you. It feels like a miracle that you're even alive still, let alone here.
Why does everyone keep thinking that you're so easily killable? You'd like to think that by now you at least earned some amount of street cred for having survived for so long as you have. Could you at least be considered only mostly easy to kill?
Not until you lose that fleshy physique and helpless look on your face. Your resemblance to an infant quack beast makes you seem exceptionally fragile.
Figures. So what is she doing here? This seems pretty far from the teal blood law offices.
That place? I've outgrown it. Someone as talented as myself just can't pursue one career their whole life. I needed to branch out and flex my brilliance in other ways outside the law. To do that, I needed a bigger space to run my greatest operation to date. So, I moved my office here, where I can make my mark on Alternian history by running the most sensational publication the planet has ever seen.
Sorry, you're not sure you heard it right. Did you just say sensational publication?
Of course it's sensational! Kassoon's Keen Words is your ultimate digital source for any and all relevant Alternian news. From the glory of her condescension's army's exploits to the latest Gariktok trends featuring cute purbeasts in imperial outfits, we're ready to shove it down your chagrin tunnels in easy, bit-sized reading chunks. All the gore, all the gossip, all published onto the internet by yours truly for the public good. And Amicia.
Well, that certainly sounds, yeah.
It certainly does, doesn't it? It's my greatest achievement to this date. Over 30,000 weekly subscribers and still growing. I assume you had my assistant take you up here because you're a fan, right?
You notice Anastasia's smile turns strained and his chipper tone takes on an annoyed tone as he responds to Joanna.
Friendly reminder that I am not your assistant, co-worker and art director. Remember, I do all your layout and manage all our artwork.
Of course, that's what I said.
We both know that you didn't, but alright. I will look past it. For now. And I didn't take them up here for you. They're here because they have something important to talk about with me. And also apparently you.
What? You need to talk with both of us. What for?
Don't worry, it's not about anything bad.
So, is it about something good then?
Well, not exactly. Well, some hard work and can-do attitude should be able to become a good thing that ends positively for everyone.
That sounds incredibly inefficient and unreliable for achieving your desired result from this.
Look, it makes sense once you explain it. Would they mind taking seats in those chairs over there? This might take a while to explain. Anesthesia and Toronto share a lookbook, grab chairs, and take seats regardless, and you explain to them the situation. You go through the usual song and dance about the luck timeline, it's down to science at this point, and hit the highlights, and you establish the fact that you are not, in fact, completely out of your mind. And you get to the part about the scratch and the Felt Mansion, and you see Toronto sit up, probably something worth unpacking later. As you wrap up your spiel, Toronto and Anastasia look at you, awestruck. Can't blame them, you just lay down some pretty heavy stuff. Lock timeline, 50 powers, etc. They're both quiet for a moment, letting your words sink in.
Important question. You keep saying that this locked timeline is safe. What do you mean?
Well, safe in general, safe from the Empire, from the dangers of Eternia, etc.
Is that it?
Pardon?
That's all that makes this place special. That's actually kind of lame, all things considered.
Did you just miss out on one of your many times stating how it's unsafe this timeline is for literally everyone and how secure yours is? Or life won't be in danger at all all the time from things like acid-spitting plants and the devaluation of life from heartless societal hierarchy constructs?
I know what you said, but why would we need to be safe from the Empire? I don't feel like I'm in danger here. And you're not even totally sure how to get to your timeline, or even if you can. None of that is as safe as how I am now, or would be in the future here as an important teal in the Empress's service.
Look, you know how it sounds that you're asking a really big ask out of the blue here, but you're positive that this is the right move for everyone to take.
But it might not be, though. Especially if there's no guarantee that I'll get there in the first place with your powers deciding to go on break.
But at least in yours, she's guaranteed a future, and the power thing is temporary. At least you're pretty sure it is. Point is, you got this. Probably. You look over to Anastasia, who has been usually quiet during this whole thing. His expression is pensive, and you can't tell which way he's leaning on this. What does he think about your offer? Does it seem to make sense to him?
It's like you said, a really big ask. I believe you, but I don't know.
Would we be able to continue the publication in this new timeline?
Yes, you don't see why not. People still will be able to read and want news, but the point of your new timeline is that there's no empire, so she might need to rethink her source material.
That's impossible! We couldn't!
Anastasia seems to find this funny and starts to giggle.
Why not? Maybe we could even have it involve actual journalism longer than 2 sentences in each article.
We've been over this! Several studies show that most trolls only ever look at a post on their palm husk for less than 2 seconds. The articles have to be short, so people won't get bored when reading. And we wouldn't continue it there, because we can't change the subject material. The Empire is the beating heart of this publication. If we don't have an empire in this magic happy-dappy world, then we can't have a publication. I've worked hard to create this. I'm not about to abandon it all because someone says my world sucks and I need to ditch it.
Okay, hey, no need to get heated. You weren't trying to insult anyone or suggest ending anything. Maybe Toronto and Anastasia could give you a tour of their base operations, explain to you what they do. You literally have no idea how any of this works, but maybe you can understand them better and might be able to help them figure out things to help them move over to the new timeline. Who knows, it might even be able to be improved by switching timelines.
I'll need some more convincing before I agree to go anywhere. But I'm always ready to talk about myself. I'll allow a tour. The office is pretty tight though for 3 people. Only one of us will be able to comfortably show you around. The other should leave for a bit.
That's actually a good idea from you, Torona. The other can go grab lunch or do something equally inconsequential.
Agreed! I'm glad we agree you should leave for a bit.
No. I think we agree it should be you who leaves.
Then I guess we don't actually agree on this.
That seems to be the case. Tell us, friend, since we can't decide. Who would you like to receive the tour from?
Before I actually answer this, I'm gonna look. Okay, let's see, and obviously there's the whole spiel, blah 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 blah. Highest pursuit of art, everything that stands in the way, it should be destroyed utterly without mercy. Commissions are refused. He, they. That's nice. I can believe that she wants me to help with this same project. I feel like it. Can't believe for hire. So impressive, dramatic, into acting. My old friend Alien Invasion 1 is back, and to hang out. Can't wait to make some art together and catch up on old times. I'm so not lonely right now. And who's the other one? Torona. Not sure I'm supposed to meet deadlines when my visual artist is so unmotivated. You can always do that yourself. Torona's glowing daggers at Anastasia, who's smiling away at you and pretends not to notice. Seems like if you want to get to Torona to leave Torona, she might take some more convincing. Neither of these two are exactly rebel material. You go up suddenly feeling a spike in anxiety. You have a feeling that this might be a big decision. Sorry, Anastasia, get it from Torona. You really need to talk to Torona about this grunt post. Maybe if you let her give you a tour, you'll be able to have a private moment with her and discuss this. Torona gives you a smuggish grin while Anisha deflates, his smile turning into a sad frown.
You've made the right choice. I will be sure to give you the most comprehensive knowledge I can of this little slice of heaven we call our base of operations. We'll start as soon as Amicia heads out.
Of course. You two have...
Anastasia, okay. And then you two have fun. I'll grab coffee from the cafe if he shoots away or something. Oh, great. Now you feel bad. Amisha might have been, as well, a kicked puppy. He had looked so dejected by your choice. Go track him down later and make sure they know that that's nothing personal.
All right. Now that it's just us, we can begin. Tell me, what around here do you want to know more about?
How about the Huskop?
Obviously, while I am the brilliance behind our work, the beating heart of our operation is the company Husktop. On the outside, it looks benign and average, like something you'd see in a common office space. But oh boy, if you could crack into the guts of this thing, you'd see some of the greatest genius that has ever existed.
Is Turner inviting you to break open the Hawk's?
No, you idiot! Don't even think about touching it. I was being descriptive, trying to illustrate all the excellent knowledge that this machine holds. Get it?
Sure, do. Why not just say that we got some big brain stuff saved on it?
It was for dramatic effect. You... clearly you're not understanding. Just go take a closer look at it. You can see the current calendar I have set up for this month and see better what I'm talking about. But do not touch it.
Oh, okay. You do as she shares and moves closer to her desk. You make sure of putting your hands on your in your hoodie pocket so that she'll see that you have no intention of disobeying her. She certainly has a lot of tabs open. You suppose it makes sense, though, considering all the roles she must fill with only being a two-person set.
You bet! Amicia does most of the artwork and layout at his hive. His studio and all his materials are there. I do all the writing, processing, posting, and advertising from here, which, as you could assume, requires a lot of programs. Not everyone is exceptionally gifted like myself to be able handling all that production work, you know. My contact said so himself. I mean, just look at how booked my calendar is there. Tracking post dates, material deadlines. You have to admit it's all impressive.
It's all to take in, looking how much is written on that big calendar, especially with that huge red date that says "Bye-bye Rebels" on it. Is this scheduled to go out tomorrow night? So, Toronto, what you got there?
Oh, that's just a planned post date for our next big article.
Does she mind sharing a bit more information about the huge red date that says "Bye-bye Rebels" on it? Seems very important, maybe just a little bit terrifying. Her eyes light up when you say that, excitement shining in your face.
Because it's my greatest article up to date! The power, the drama. Oh, I can't resist. Let me show you. It's not finished yet, but the photo proofs came in this evening, so you can have a look at these. They were meant to go to Amicia's hive first for him to approve, but they got sent here first by mistake. Mail, am I right?
Tara digs through the stack of photos and hands you one named Post 669 proofs. You notice that it has Anastasia's name on it and address on it before you open the photo and see her latest meme. It features a large warehouse-looking building with painted purple and green flames bursting all around the roof and walls and ground and specky blooms of hot colors. Trendy stylized lettering along the bottom of it says, "Rebels blaze it when the Empress says it." In the corner you can see the street sign. The closer you look at the building, the more features it has, the buildings that your friends have taken you to earlier. Wait, does Toronto think it's a real rebel base?
I don't think so. I know so. I've had 1,000 subscribers send in tips thinking so in a recent Scrub That Rebel Scam promotion. They all received positive callouts in recent Chitter posts as compensation. You can see it on our hashtag ScrubADubDubRebels.
But with the street sign there, people could figure out where to find this place. Is she gonna post the location of Rebel Base on the internet?
Yep. Once Amicia has approved the photo proofs on their end, I give it all a quick read over and then boom, it's live for the world to admire. Another glorious victory for her tyranny's reign, while making another viral article, for Kassoon's keen words. The Empress's drone should level the place within minutes, along with any rebels who are definitely in there. If my loyal followers don't do so first.
That's horrible. She can't do that.
Last I checked, you're the one who doesn't know anything about this publication, not me. It's been running this for the past 2 parakeets without any help from you, so I think I can and will do whatever I want. Now, why don't I show you more of the office? We still have a lot to talk about.
You grimace, trying and hopefully masking your horror, and nod for her to continue. Yeah, that's the one thing that you can agree with her on. You really don't have a lot to talk about. So how about the bobblehead?
You can't have seen Kassoon's keen words base of operations and not seen my pride and joy, my limited edition Trizza bobblehead. It's from her silver era, where she stunned her subjects with adding small hints of shiny silver to her wardrobe ensemble.
It looks neat. You always love the little office knickknacks.
This is more than just a knick-knack. This is a physical reminder of the Empire and our love for one of its most perfect specimens.
Of course it is, but look at its little cute little head bobble up and down.
It may be the closest I can get to her right now. But one day I'll be able to bask in her presence, once I prove my value and worth to her through my diligence and a massive effort to further Empire loyalty. Then I'll receive the spoils and high-ranking positions that come with that, of course.
Wow, that sounds really ambitious. But why does she have to do that? Doesn't Trizza promote herself pretty regularly? Your Pomelisk seems to always be blowing up with her.
Because that is what a good loyal subject does. They support everything that their leader does without a question. They don't show an ounce of uncertainty, even if what is being said or done is questionable. So our publication needs to publicly showcase our support by vocalizing the same views on our social media channels at every convenient opportunity. It's been easier than ever with Triz's latest chitter posting strategy, even if it's less exciting than usual.
What does she mean by that?
It's just different. I've studied her posting styles. She usually starts her evening off with posting some selfies, and then periodically makes posts throughout the night about herself and Empire business. Now she only makes one post a day, and posts the same posts on all her social media channels, and her posts have been less personal.
Yeah, you notice it actually. Maybe she's rebranding?
Anything is possible, but she knows what's best. But still, I'll provide whatever assistance I can in the meantime with the publication.
You'd love to dig into this more, but the sooner you get to this tour over, the sooner you can get to talk to her about her growth post about the venue. You nod and go back to exploring. How about the pool? Actually, no, let's do the pool table last, so let's do the posters. Wow, this artwork's really fantastic. You're not a huge fan of the subject material, but the colors and lines on it look really cool. Like how they go all wish-wash on that one, and they go all twisty on the other one over there.
All the artwork you see on the walls here has been featured in our highest trending articles and earned their right to be placed within my field of vision on a daily basis.
And Miss Shisha did all this, right? You mentioned that to you earlier when you first came in. He sure has a lot of talent. She must be really lucky to be working with him.
Yeah, really lucky.
Yeah, she really is.
That was a sarcastic snort and comment.
Oh, well, yeah, you totally knew that. You just weren't sure she knew.
That makes no sense, but okay.
But why the sarcasm? Amos Shisha seems to be pulling his weight in terms of creating work and drumming up support for the publication.
Amicia is an excellent artist. His work has boosted our ratings higher than expected in the short time he's been working for me. But that doesn't mean he hasn't been an immense test on my superb managerial skills and patience. I can't say that I didn't see it coming when I first onboarded him. He is a high blood, which means he's going to have his quirks and annoying ways of entertaining himself, many of which, unfortunately, involve me.
Well, that sounds rough, buddy.
At the beginning, we at least cooperated on a reasonable level. He did everything I told him and never had any input to add. It was perfect. Then last Perigee, he suddenly grew moody, only coming into the office when he absolutely needed to. We've started arguing, which is such a pain, because even though I always win through brilliant reasoning and argumentative prowess, it's another chore for us to get over on a daily basis. I have no idea what's made him irrational. I'm amazing! So there's nothing on my end that could have caused it. I'm guessing that he got dumped by a quadrant mate or something. I just hope whatever it is, he gets over it eventually.
Yeah, nothing on that. I mean, to be fair, he did have a mate. He did lose a quadrant mate. Well, you thought you noticed the tension between the two of them. We really need to hunt down anesthesia later for a chat about all this. Oh, yeah, you forgot to ask her. What exactly is she publishing? You haven't had the chance to see that many or really any of those articles she keeps talking about.
I'll tell you. Kassoon's Keen Words prides itself on making the finest quality internet reading material in all of Alternia. Our product focuses on creating original, short articles, or posts, for more lay trolls terms, that focus on unit elements of troll culture passed from one individual to another by imitation that supports imperial pursuits and beliefs.
So she's making memes. Shona has created a publication that solely makes memes. You absorb that information as quietly and politely as you can without visibly cringing, and decide not to make any further comment on that. A pool table. What a pool table? Cool pool table. You didn't even know that trolls play pool.
What's pool?
It's a game where in your world where you use sticks to hit numbered balls into holes. You need skills and a lot of luck to be good at it.
Oh, like orb poking. That's an orb poking table. We poke the balls, but we don't put them in the holes. We have them beat against each other until they're pulverized to dust. Whoever destroys the most orbs wins.
Leave it to troll culture to once again make even a benign activity as violent as possible. Why does she have it in the office? Does she play with it? With anesthesia? From your understanding, it looks a bit dusty on the side.
No. This table isn't for playing. This office is a place of work, and only work and work-related activities are conducted in it. The table is mainly decorative to fill in the space, as well for my contacts orb. It fits right in with the decor that I couldn't pass it up.
Her contact? Who's that?
Oh, no one you need to bother yourself with. Just someone who always gives me the right amount of luck to help guide me to the future I deserve.
You're not sure why, but you feel a shiver down your spine, even though you're on cold. You ask her if she has ever been in contact with a contact lately. They ask her about to do anything for them recently.
Ugh, no. For some reason, ever since I got this publication up and running, he hasn't been very communicative at all. I'm sure it's just because I'm doing such a great job that he doesn't want to break my concentration by distracting me with more praise. He'll reach out soon, though. I'm sure. It's just a matter of days now. But until then, the table is off limits for playing or unnecessary touching.
Oh, it's such a nice table, though. Couldn't you just touch it a little?
Touch it? And I'd call security. Your ass will be sidewalk grass in less than 3 minutes.
Okay, maybe you won't touch it for now.
Let's move on from temptation, shall we? And that's everything. So, what do you think? I know this much genius can be a lot to take in.
Jonah looks at you beaming with pride. Oh boy, where to start? It just got so much worse so quickly. Yeah, I understand the sensation of just not knowing what to say. It certainly is a lot. You can agree with her on that. Which, yeah, it's a lot. You're wondering if you can touch back on the whole reveal location of a large secret rebel base and possibly end up killing a lot of innocent troll situation.
What about it? It's a great post! It'll go like hot grub cakes on all the big SM channels.
Did you choose not to hear you about the whole killing a lot of innocent trolls line? Because you feel like that's the fairly important line there.
Where are you getting innocent from? Those rebels knew what they were signing up for when they joined their cause. They knew the dangers. Why not just make things easier for everyone involved while benefiting myself and the publication by getting some more traction? It's not like I'm doing anything illegal.
No, but what she's doing is morally wrong. How could she not see that?
Haven't you been here long enough to know that our two cultures have very different sets of morals? Death is common and expected here. We deal it out amongst ourselves on a daily basis. Why make it harder by adding unnecessary emotional weight to it? Not to mention, when you think about it, I'm providing a public service, helping my government deal with individuals who have been declared enemies of the Empire.
Killing is so bad, even if people you think are bad. There's no such thing as a good murder.
I've seen the news reports. They cause explosions, put weapons in the hands of dangerous lowbloods. I don't even want to tell you about the protests by the teal officers. We have to do what we can to stop them before they cause some serious damage and get more civilians hurt. Or worse, mess with the natural order of our color ideology and societal hierarchies.
Has Shona ever met a rebel before?
I don't need to meet one to know what they're like. The internet is a thing, remember?
And what sites does she read these news reports from? Where does she get her information on them from?
From all the Empire's verified websites and news outlets, of course.
And she's never read anything produced from any others. Excuse me. Produced from the other side. Nothing written on or posted by a rebel or a writer sympathetic to their plight?
Oh, you know those are filled with troll baloney. Plus, they wouldn't agree with anything I think, so why bother? I don't need to read them.
No, she really does. She's getting people she's getting people she knows nothing about killed or defamed based on crooked stereotypes or false news. You've met them, and yeah, you're not a fan of every single thing they do either, but you know that they're only doing what they have to do for a chance at a better life. If she weren't so hell-bent on only having her side of the story heard and promoting herself for her own self-gain, she would see that she's spreading some dangerous misconceptions.
Please. Since when have I posted any information that was cause for libel? I admit I have an agenda, but I'm not a falsifier.
You take a big breath, clutch your palm husk in your hands. Turn to you do this, and she eyes you suspiciously.
You've been holding that the whole time we've been on the tour. Do you have something you want to show me? Something that makes you think I'm wrong?
You take a deep breath. Decision time again. Show her the grout post. You waste enough time with her. It's now or never. You take out your palm husk and bring up her grout post and shove it in her face. This is the type of stuff that you were talking about earlier. How could she be promoting the Empire by defaming people? You were Trixie the night she posted this, and you were checked it was not about any of the things she was claiming here. What was she in the publication gaining from publishing this type of stuff, huh? Shona eye stares at your palm husk and for a good long moment, and you're about to say something when she starts to laugh. What?
Hold on. Oh, Empress, this is just too funny.
Why is she laughing? There isn't anything funny about this.
Oh, sorry. It's just... Was this actually supposed to make me come to some sort of hard-sought revelation? Like, you were gonna shine a light onto a part of myself that's been hiding until this very moment by your perspective wits and lead me to changing.
Well, kinda, yeah.
Oh, Empress, you're stupid. Yeah, that's not happening. I knew what I was doing when I made that grout post.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's really not that complicated. Last night, I had little Fago and I was surfing Graup. I saw someone talking about that weird Chicso artist performing, and I felt like dishing out some hard truths about her in that tacky club she's been performing in. Then I had the idea to make a post about it. Yes, some details may have been exaggerated to make a better Graup post, but I highly doubt I'm the only one who has ever published a bad review on there.
But this isn't a review, it's literally just trash-talking and blanket racism on the guise of criticism.
It's a Graup post about a rusty nobody at a hole-in-the-wall gutter venue. Nobody will care, especially when it's from a teal talking about an indigo's establishment. When it comes to actually critiquing higher blood affairs, publications like mine are useless.
You don't care about that. You were there for Trixie's performance, and she didn't deserve that kind of grout post from anybody.
Okay, I think I'm seeing what your problem is here. If this post hadn't been about this Chixio...
Trixie?
Whatever. If this hadn't been about Chixie, do you think you still would have come by to see me as quickly as you did?
You're not sure. You like to think you would have, but...
So, would you say that the post caused a strong emotional response from you, stirring you to action before logic could dissuade you from your impromptu decision?
Perhaps, but how could you...
Have you actually seen or heard about anything bad happening to Chixie because of what I said on the internet?
Not yet, but that doesn't mean that...
It sounds more like you're overreacting rather than trying to tackle an actual issue here. On Alternia, writing mean things on the internet is just another method for getting people's attention. going in for the shock value to reel them in and pay attention. You can't tell me you didn't immediately go to the publication site to try and see more content after reading this.
You couldn't, you were locked up, but you weren't, because you weren't subscribed. But that's not the point.
Then what point are you trying to make? From what I've heard from you so far, you seem to be mad at me for being a damn good journalist who knows how to play the system.
It just hurts seeing her being associated with this, with something that's so hurtful. You know her, at least you once knew her. She's better than that. She doesn't have to trying to tear people down to bring her both herself and her publication up.
It's not really a choice I get to decide. I either write how I'm expected to, or we tank.
But does she really hate the rebels so much? Get blood on her hands just for more readers? Toronto is quiet for a moment after you say this. She looks pensive, like she's debating with herself for a long time.
Look, I don't like seeing you look at me like that with your weird alien eyes. So, I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't actually hate the rebels. Definitely don't like them, but they are not something that motivated me to start a career in journalism.
Wait, if not that, then what did?
Let's see here. What could push me to start a publication more than getting a bunch of crazy strangers in trouble? Lots. Showboating loyalty to the Empire. The publication will certainly send some credibility to my abilities and give me a step up among my peers in terms of landing a higher ranking position later on. My contact is another. He helped lead me to my decision. Oh, can't forget about the power. The power is a big one as well. Knowing I have influence over hundreds of trolls is amazing. I highly recommend it. Should I continue?
No, you get it. You don't love the reasons, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. It's her life. What you want to know is why focus so much on them. That calendar that she showed you has a lot of articles scheduled that mention the rebels, and none of it was using friendly language. Trying to shrug.
The rebels are what sells. The easiest way to drum up loyalty for the Empress is to make trolls feel like they are part of a team by supporting her in the Empire. By bringing up rebel atrocity, you create a common enemy for the public. And if they feel you support their cause, they subscribe to your publication. Simple as that.
Oh, interesting. If that's the case, then shouldn't be trying to keep them alive.
What do you mean?
Well, if they're if they're the biggest draw to your publication, then she would want them to stick around at least until she gets a high-ranking position, right? Otherwise, if they're not around to report on, her audience wouldn't read her publication as much as they have been.
Yes, but how can I not publish anything about them? They make up a big chunk of the content we have scheduled for the next 6 months. I can't just scrape all that.
Okay, you don't like suggesting it, but she doesn't have to not publish anything about them. Just maybe change the tone of what she's writing about. Keep the details about them vague. Don't publish according to their secret bases, that sort of thing. That way she'll still appear pro-Empire and be able to keep up with her much beloved reader counts. Toronto's quiet for a moment, mulling over what you said.
You may actually be making a good point about this. Who would have thought you'd be capable of doing that?
You mean, at this point you take any kind of compliment you can get, even an underhanded one.
Okay, we can certainly alter future pieces involving the rebels with what you're saying. And as a favor, I'll take down the Grelp post about your friend and see if Amicia can change the photos in tomorrow's post. In return, you subscribe to the publication and share/like all our articles. Does that sound reasonable enough to you?
I can certainly try. Actually, yes, that sounds reasonable. Maybe she could convince her to do more, but for now, it'll do. She starts to snicker a little.
I still can't believe that you're finding a way to convince me, of all trolls, to change anything about my publication. Amicia will bust a globe laughing when he finds out what you've managed to do.
Ironically enough, as on cue, you hear the elevator. I think this is a spelling error, which I'm gonna just screen share. I'll just copy this for later. The elevator doors.
Alright, enough time has passed for my absence to be adequate. How did the tour go?
Oh, you thought it went?
Amicia, Get this! Our alien friend here managed to convince me to change our approach to our rebel content. Can you believe it?
Okay.
Okay. What do you mean, okay?
I mean okay, like, okay, if that's how we want to go about it, then that's what we'll do. Ooh, does this mean I get to make the artwork for our rebel post look more dramatic?
Hold on. Back it up. When you first came to me, you said you shared my same fervor for the growth and well-being of our government. How can you just take us changing our approach to one of our most publicized enemies in stride? Like if I asked you to Photoshop a fly beast out of a photo.
If you recall, I said I was fine with whatever you thought. Not that I already agreed with it. There is a big difference there. You really ought to listen better.
But you have to agree with me. You're a high blood for Empress's sake. You should know how this all works. How could you possibly work in a pro-Empire publication if you don't fully support our government and loudly reaffirm it at every socially convenient moment?
You don't need to tell me how I'm expected to show my loyalty to the Empire. I work here, remember? I know what my place is in all of this.
Then maybe you should act like it sometimes. You know, like a normal indigo. Just do your arts and stuff, instead of doing all these stupid pranks.
You never act like someone that knows their place. When was the last time you even went to your classes? You never talk about them.
That's none of your business.
And if you can act and think like someone out of their place, then you know, why can't I? It'd be pretty weird if the High Blood couldn't do whatever they wanted according to you.
That's because the High Blood in this situation has no experience in the publishing industry and just committed verbal treason. I can report you and have the drones coming.
You always threaten to have the drones come here. It's really cute how you keep threatening me with that. As though you expect it to actually work one day. Or, for you, to have the globes to do it.
And he sees you smiles at Tirona. It's cold and mocking. Definitely not friendly.
You don't know that. I might.
You might. You might do a lot of things. But go against a higher blood? Don't know. Why do you think you let me get away with doing all the annoying little things I do around here?
You don't know what I'll do.
Nope, I don't. But I can do a lot of things too. I would try to remember that if I were you.
And he sees you, then steps back into his chipper cell.
Well, fun chat as always, Tirona. I see you and our alien friend here still have things to wrap up, tour-wise. So I think I'll step out to my hive for a moment to do a quick artistic thing. Alien friend, when you finish here, please come and visit my hive. Tirona can give you the address.
Tirona glares at Anastasia. She stays quiet.
Wonderful. See you all later then. And alien friend, I mean it. Visit or else.
Yeah, cool off and see you later. Like you usually do when you get sick of me for the day. Bitch.
Wow, talk about a tense exchange. Tirona turns to you excited and smiles.
Are you kidding me? That was great!
You both just went into the same conversation, right? How was that great?
That just got the best thing any journalist could ask for. Dirt. After all this time, I finally got some juicy dirt and a high blood. You saw that too, right? I just got him stating out loud that he doesn't fully comply with the Empire.
But he didn't say that at all. You were there. You heard everything.
A mission is just as bad as a confession around here. With me being a teal, I have some clout with the drones. They'd probably believe me if I said that Amicia was a dissenter. I'd need some physical proof, though. Maybe I could steal some of the CV footage here.
Wait, she's not seriously thinking about getting him arrested, is she?
As long as he's working for me, no. Do you have any idea how hard it is finding a good artist these days? Though, if he tries to leave me before his ascension, then... well, we are not far from a nearby drone station. Fear is the most effective employee retention strategy. Every good employer knows that.
No, it's not. Jeez, it's no wonder these two have the relationship that they have. And with that, I'm actually going to save this here. So, and I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path wherever they might lead you into the future. Goodbye, everybody.